it's, you know, I'm at the very start of my career. It's only the first year I've been a race engineer. Generally the first 2 days are installs, so generally it involves unpacking everything, checking to make sure the cars were okay in transit. Then after that point you do the setup, scrutineering, everything, so it's a restart every weekend. If we've been on a track before, you normally pull from the experience that you have before, any information you have on your database, try and look at some onboards, look at some data if you have access, not always. Do the session, debrief, what worked, what didn't work, try and figure out a solution. If all goes well, great. You don't really have too much to do. You just need to be able to repeat it for the next session. But also you need to be anticipating, especially on a weekend like this, where the track's going to go. Because especially considering you have so many categories running, it's really important to actually be on top of that, because you know, if you make a mistake and don't anticipate it enough, it can be the difference between being at the top of the standings or being somewhere else. So, let's say interpersonal skills, like this is the thing I think people underestimate, is that it doesn't make an engineer to be just, you know, super techie and whatever. It's really important that you understand the team working around you, and you need to be mindful of that. So what's important, I feel, is that like you need to be aware of where your team is at any given point, and also it's how you communicate. There's a matter of like making sure that everyone's on the same page, the information is clear, and generally that the atmosphere is quite good and the relationship is quite strong, because it's a very high pressure environment. But what's really nice is actually being thrown into that kind of challenge of having new tracks, you know, different scenarios, a car that I haven't worked with before. So for all of this, that's what I really like, is kind of the challenge it presents every time. You know, I think critical problem solving is one of the things that I really like about the job the most. If it was easy all the time, you know, I wouldn't want to be doing it, so it definitely isn't. So I think that's the important part, is like, you know, being able to act on your feet quickly and solve a problem when they come up. So the mental resilience that you have to kind of pull yourselves through it and bring the people along with you as well is really important. And I think that's an aspect that people underestimate, because it's not easy to be positive all the time. So that's a really tough part, I think. And especially even with the team and everything, when the mood starts to dip, that's the part that's really difficult, because your job is not to like get sucked into that, you know, kind of feel like, oh, okay, it's going. Your job as the race engineer is to keep the level here. You know, you need to maintain positivity, you need to kind of always be pushing. No matter what the scenario is, it doesn't matter. Like, okay, I think the main thing is like, you just have to go for it, honestly. I think one of the things for me when I was younger was like, I never asked for help. I was a really stubbornly independent. I still am very stubbornly independent, as anyone here will tell you. But I think what I started to realize was like, if you get so resistant to asking for help, especially when you're new, it's like there's people around here who are more than willing to help you, more than willing to see you grow and help you learn and stuff. The thing is, you need to actually ask. You know, be open to letting others help you and asking others for help. So yeah, this is definitely big advice I should have listened to maybe 2 years ago, but yeah.